Morning guys, it's Rhett from the 100 Acre Wood Highlands. Moose's due date, according to her AI schedule and the gestation table on the ACA website, was yesterday, and ain't no calf. So today, we just got her here in this little squeeze area, put the moo call on her tail, and we will be monitoring on baby duty the next few days. So Mousse is one of my more gentle cows. She lets me put a halter on her, she lets me brush her and stuff. But this morning she didn't want me to have anything to do with her tail. So we used this little leadway in our corral system that leads to the chute area or the loading area for the trailer to kind of squeeze her into a little spot where she's confined. Got her head kind of restrained on a halter and put this moo call on. That way I can be safe and not get kicked by Mousse, and this monitor can get put on her tail. That way, if she goes into labor, we will get a text message letting us know that it is time, and hopefully we'll be able to run out here and catch the event on video for you guys. We have been really excited and anticipating the calves from Mousse in Emporia over there, and the rest of the cows really won't start having their calves for several more months, but it's about go time. I'm ready to have some calves here on the farm. It's funny how like you get one of them restrained and do something with them, and all the other calves got to come check out what's going on, see what's happening to Mousse over here. They're all coming up to the gate to investigate what's happening. Pepper and her little baby are hanging out in that same spot they were the other day. He seems to be doing really good. So I got a new t-shirt from the Southeast Highland Cattle Show and Sale. They are having a show and sale in October. I think it's the 14th and 15th in Tennessee. And we would love to be able to go to that, but with a newborn and infant drive from Oklahoma to Tennessee does not sound that attractive with a week-old baby. So we're going to miss out on that one. But a lot of these different regional associations have sales, they have shows, and you know, we have a few cows that we could show, and that's something that we've been trying to work towards by AIing and doing other things. The hope is that when Lucy and now Eloise in the future, when they're old enough, that we will be able to take them to some different shows and compete. So I'm really looking forward to being able to go to that one. They're the closest show for us in Oklahoma is probably the one in York, Nebraska. And it is always around Halloween. The last kind of weekend in October, I think, is when they aim for. We may try to go to that one this year, but there's lots of different events coming up. The 75th anniversary of the American Highland Cattle Association is coming up next summer. And so lots of different events, but here in our area in Oklahoma, the South Central Highland Association has been putting on a spring gathering the last few years, and hopefully one day we will work towards having our own show and sale here in a region that's more located for people in Texas and Kansas and Arkansas, Missouri, because there's a lot of people just in the past few years starting to raise Highlands in this area. And most of the shows and sales are, you know, the Northeast, the Northwest, straight north like Minnesota. And so hopefully someday soon we will have something in our neck of the woods where we can take some of these cows to. The moo call here on her tail doesn't look quite straight. Look like I kind of got it crooked. So I might have to adjust this. One of the things I don't want to have happen is I don't want this to fall off, because then I'll come out here and have to restrain her all over again to put this on here. You know, Bernadette is a little bit more gentle, a little bit more sweet, and I could just put a little halter around Bernadette's head and not restrain her body and just come right up behind her and put this moo call on. In fact, I think I had to reinstall it about 3 different times before we got it tightly enough and securely enough installed that it didn't fall off. But Mousse over here, she's fairly gentle, but man, I grabbed her tail this morning and she wasn't having it. She didn't want me to have anything to do with it. Of course, she's never had this on. You know, she doesn't know what's going on back there, and so this is just a little bit safer way to have her confined while I put it on, but I'm gonna work on getting this thing straight. All right, I think that's gonna do. We've been seeing our blue blinking light. This has been charged up, so everything here should be connected right, so that when she starts to lift her tail in a way that indicates that she's about to go into labor, we will start getting messages. Okay, halter rope is off. Gonna go ahead and let her back here in the main pen where the water trough and the cubes and Emporia are. Emporia's technically due the same date based off of when she was AI'd, but it's my hunch. I think Mousse is going to go first, but who knows? I can be totally wrong. All right, Mousse. What are you doing, girl? You can come back out here now. Come on, Mousse. Come on, girl. Get on over there. What's up, Emporia? You're next. We might get around and do a few chores this morning, kind of in preparation of the winter and the fall. I've got a little bit of a day where I don't have a bunch of things on my schedule, and our bulk feeder is out. We've been buying a few bags of cubes to feed the girls here while they're in the corral, but it'd be a good time to go get this. We're gonna go around and check our mineral tubs because we like to keep a loose salt out and a loose mineral out for them, just free choice year round. And I went and checked one this morning while I was heading over here to check them, and it's getting a little low, so I think we're gonna top that off. We use a Redmond mineral with garlic in it, and it's a little bit hard to find in our area, but I bought a bulk order of it last year at the spring gathering, so we've had enough to last us for a little while. I've just kind of kept it here in this storage bucket with a lid, but you definitely want to use gloves when you put this out, because if you get it on your hands, you're going to smell like garlic for a week. Irina, Jasper, you two are a little jealous you didn't get a bunch of cubes this morning. So I had somebody reach out to me on Facebook recently and said that they've had their heifer in with a bull for months and months and months now, and she's still not bred. And they had the bull checked out, and he tested well by the vet that he should be fertile, but the heifer just wasn't breeding. And so Jasper over there is one of my heifers that is AI'd, but you know, Highlands are a little bit slower maturing breed. And when she was just close to 2, when she was about 20 months or so, we took her to try to have her AI'd at about the same time that we had Mousse and Pepper AI'd. And even with the administration of the medicine that the vet gives them, she never came into heat. So we waited about 6 months and had her AI'd in June, and she took. And so, you know, if you're raising Highlands and you've got to the point where you're ready to breed some and they're just not coming into heat, it could just be potentially that they're not ready yet. They're, you know, a little young still, and maybe if you wait a little while, they'll be ready to go after a few more months. What are you doing, Hallie? There's our little steer. Hallie's a little sweetheart. We like her. Yeah, don't we? Don't we? Bernadette and her baby. She doesn't really let me get too close. We think we're gonna name her Lily of the Wood. What are you doing? What are you doing, Bernadette? Well, now it's about 4 days past when Mousse should have had her calf, and still no baby on the ground yet. We've had that moo call on her, and right now we got the tractor all hooked up, ready to go with a bale of hay, because there was a little bit of grass there in the corral with her, but not much. So we got to get some hay out there for her and the Emporia, so they'll have something to eat if we're going to keep them there much longer. And honestly, I'm starting to have some, you know, questions about Emporia and whether or not she is in fact bred, because you can have situations where a calf is, or a cow is AI'd and then later ultrasounded as confirmed bred, and things can happen and she could lose that calf. Just kind of, she doesn't look like she's anywhere near close to having a calf, and so it just kind of makes me wonder, you know, is she still gonna have a calf? Where Mousse, on the other hand, she definitely looks like she could have a calf at just any moment. It just hadn't quite happened yet. Well, I tell you though, feeding hay and a tractor with AC and a radio sure beats the heck out of doing it in an open station cab where it's hot. Always love watching how excited these cows get at a fresh bale of hay and how they just attack it with their horns. But still no calf. Well, we will keep on watching and patiently waiting to see when this calf will arrive. If this is your first time finding this, you can look us up on Facebook and Instagram by searching 100 Acre Wood Highlands. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.